So I was just at the store in the parking lot when I came across this black Mustang GT. It would look like a very nice car, so I had to go over and look at it. There aren't many of these around anymore. You just don't see these in parking lots or driving around. They're becoming quite rare. They're just getting older, and it's actually really sad when I've gone to wrecking yards a lot lately. I'll see even the GTs in the wrecking yards for minor issues like a bad transmission or things like that when they have a good straight body. But it just comes to the point where, the cost of a transmission is a big chunk of what the car is worth financially. So unfortunately, people let the cars go when they have issues like that, and they don't love the cars enough to put the money into them. But anyway, I saw this car and I did a quick walk around video, and that's all this was. I just did a quick walk around just to show the car a little bit. But then I thought it'd be fun to look at it and decide what year it was and see if you could actually distinguish that by a quick walk around video. So this video wasn't very detailed. I didn't zoom in and get a lot of detail on the specific parts that would make this a specific year. But I did post it on YouTube and Instagram and asked people what year they thought it was, and a lot of people got most of them. But there are 8 points that I found on this car that narrowed it down to what year it is. First of all, you can see the dash clock on top of the dashboard. That was 94 to 97, so we've narrowed it down that for. 98 did not get the dash clock. It's like the 99 and newer. And so then as we look inside, you can see a glimpse of the ashtray on the center console right there. So 98 got a cup holder, so that excludes the year 98. And so we're knowing right now it's a 94 to 97. So my 98 Cobra, for example, had the cup holders there. And so that continued until 2001. So then going down the side of the car, I noticed real quickly you can see that the side scoops do not have the holes in the honeycomb. 94, 95 actually had holes drilled through all the honeycomb there. So it was just a flat plastic piece. So we know it's 96 to 97 at this point. Now the taillights are the biggest giveaway that it's a 96 to 98. And then on the bottom of the bumper, this was very difficult to see because it's a black car, but the bottom valence on the bumper there is actually a rubberish black color. And so, yeah, that was very difficult. I didn't expect anybody to get that, but that is something that happened in 96. So 97, 98 didn't have that. So here we have the 96 to 98 taillights, a little better view of those. And so we've basically narrowed it down at this point that it's probably a 96. So we'll look for a couple more things to confirm that. The biggest thing is the wheels. 96, they were all painted like the silver color. 97 and 98 had this nice machine face with the shine on it. This specific wheel is a 98 because it doesn't have the darker gray between the spokes. So that's a 96, basically silver wheel with no shine on it. And then on the side, the GT badge, I know it's difficult to read, but it says GT 4.6 liter. So that's 96 to 98. Before it would say GT and then Mustang all across the bottom. And according to the back bumper, we know it's a Mustang GT because I know it's difficult to see as well, but the lettering in the back bumper says Mustang GT the entire way across, where the V6, it just said Mustang. And even the 94, 95 Cobra said just Mustang. And 96 to 98 Cobra would have said Cobra in the back bumper. Now, this next one was a little more difficult to see, but there were people who got this. There is a honeycomb grille behind the running pony there. Now, it's not the 99 plus style where the honeycomb surrounds the pony and it's very visible. It was back recessed behind the pony there, but 97 and 98 did not get that. So we know that this is a 96, mostly because of that grille and the painted wheels. Now, those things could have been added, of course, but it's not very likely. So in this case, this, to me, is a 96 Mustang GT, and I'm very positive that that's what this car is. And so that's kind of a fun game to play, and a lot of people got it. I mean, a lot of people were like, I think it's 97. They narrowed it down. They saw the cup holder and things like that. A lot of people didn't get the 96 part. A lot of people thought it was a 97. or they said 96 or 97. So they were close. And so congratulations to those people who are very close, and a very good job to those people who did get it and knew it was a 96. I was pleasantly surprised that there are people who did catch that. Now this was a very good shaped car, lower mileage. It still had a lot of the original stuff on it. Now the exhaust was changed, the exhaust tips at least, but for being a stick shift convertible 96 GT, you don't see many of those at all. Now the other day I was with my brother and we were driving around and we came across a 94 to 98 Mustang GT that was in a parking lot. And at first it was kind of tricky. If you look closely, it has 98 Cobra wheels, it has the 94, 95 GT badge, it has the 96 to 98 taillights, and it does have the black valence on the bottom of the bumper, so that's 94 to 96, and the taillights are 96 to 98, but as I looked inside the interior, the door panels on the top half were black on the gray, so that's 96, but it would be 96 or older, and it turned out, judging by the GT badges only, I figured this was probably a 94, 95 GT with the 96, 98 taillights in the back. So I'm pretty sure that's what this one was. So it's not always easy to tell when people have changed some things on the cars, but it's fun to do this. My brother and I used to do this all the time. We'd find all the little tiny details and we would narrow things down. It was fun to be very specific with these cars. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's the answer. If you had seen the earlier video and participated, now you have the answer. So stay tuned for more Mustang content.